UFC back in action this weekend in Las Vegas. Let's welcome to the program Nazim Kadykhov. Nazim, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you feeling?
Things are good. More importantly, how are you feeling? It's just the beginning of fight week.
Yes, we're cutting some weight, getting some media done. We're doing signings right now. We just arrived to New York Hotel. We're gonna do some signings. Everything is good. Fight week is smooth. I'm surrounded by the best guys, so it can only be smooth.
I know it's just the beginning, but how do you treat this fight on Saturday like any other fight that you've had up to this point?
Listen, every fight, the objective is the same: win, showcase, be impressive, make a statement. It's all the same things that circulate in my mind. All the way out until walking out to the cage, and even in between rounds, that's my style, is to come forward, fight, look for the fight, don't let the fight be a stalemate, and impress. So this fight is no different, it's a different opponent. It's the UFC now. However, it doesn't change what I'm going to do Saturday night, and that's come forward and do what I always do.
You spoke on your, cutting weight this week. We've seen a lot of guys struggle with weight cut the last, year, and that's a big part of your sport, being MMA. What's your weight cut like? What do you usually walk around at? How much weight do you have to kind of cut back on during fight week?
How much weight I cut? I mean, I don't have a massive weight cut, but I don't have a small weight cut either, because right when I signed this contract, I was actually about 28 to 30 pounds over. So I was walking around 183 to 185. So this is a 3-month process for me, which I take very seriously. I'm very disciplined with my diet and everything. So I get down, not easy, but fairly professional. So it's not like this, like I'm dying. You see some guys, they're like praying to God that they don't pass out and die on the scale. I do everything professionally. And now that I have the UFC helping me out, the UFC PI, all these guys are giving me nutrition advice. They're giving me the water loading protocols. So I don't really have much to worry about other than getting the sweat off. And it's just another fight week.
Nazim, what's the craziest, funniest, strangest, whatever thing that's ever happened either to you or involving you in the middle of a fight?
The funniest thing, I don't know. I sometimes, I don't know if any mics have ever picked this up. I'm sure the UFC will be able to pick it up if I do decide to do it Saturday night. But I sometimes talk to my opponents a little bit in like clinches, or one time I had a guy on my back and I was telling him, listen, once I get out of here, you're screwed, because he had a good body triangle on me and he was controlling me well. And he literally has my back, and I'm telling him, wait till I get out of here, I'm going to mess you up. And I get up and I do just that, and then the look on his face, and we start exchanging and stuff. So, like, I just have fun when I fight, because I just love to do it. I love to be there, and on Saturday, there's not going to be a better place in the world than the UFC octagon.
How do you relax fight week or any other week? And is it different if Matt Serra's there or not?
Well, Matt Serra isn't with me on this fight week. It's Matt Favola. Anyways, he's the guy that was with me in my Contender Series fight. We just hang out, If we have energy, if I have energy, I might take a stroll down the strip tonight. If not, we're going to stay home, watch movies. It's just regular, just homies hanging out, honestly. Nothing in particular that I do to get my mind off the fight, because it's not going to be off the fight. Saturday is the night of my life. It's the fight of my life, so it's going to be on my mind. But I just learned to relax. I pray to God, so I always feel good. I'm always calm. So that's it, man. Just chilling, watching movies, hanging out. And that's it, man. Getting media work done, all that stuff.
I was just trying to be a little funny, because that's the way Matt Serra is. That Matt is always having a good time, and sometimes you're trying to be serious, and Matt stomps on your foot or something.
Oh yeah. Actually, I got like my second fight with Serra Longo team. They're like laughing in the locker room up to like 5 minutes before I'm walking out, and I'm still zoned in, of course. But I'm thinking in the back of my head, like, is this right? Are we supposed to be joking? Like, all the way up until the walkout? You know, I didn't know, like, was I supposed to tell them to stop, or was I supposed to joke with them? So I was just staying in my zone, not letting anything distract me. But yeah, they definitely like to laugh all the way up until the walkout, and maybe at the walkout they'll laugh a little as well.
Nazim, after your 3 months of strict dieting and your weight cut and everything like that, after your fight, what is your go-to like cheat meal, or just kind of like how you just kind of let loose? Like, what's the one meal looking forward to eating after it's all said and done?
I'm gonna eat a bunch of pizza. I think that's a lot of people's go-to because pizza is like so accessible, and especially in New York. And then when you have to cut it, and then you have all these good pizzerias around you during camp, but you can't have it. That's where you want to run to first. You know, some pasta, some pizza. Of course, my traditional meals as well, some like Azerbaijani cuisine. However, like that stuff is not the worst for you during weight cut, depending on what you get from there. So it's pretty much like you could even just get lean meat and all that stuff. So it's definitely the Italian food. It's definitely the pizza, the pasta, all that stuff.
So Nazim, I'm gonna go ahead and interject here. As the inventor of the pizza diet, I only eat pizza for a living, and I became a professional bodybuilder, cutting weight, eating nothing but pizza. So when you come to Florida, I would roll out the red carpet for you at my restaurant, and we can set that up for you. But my question is more about the culture of where you come from, Azerbaijan. My wife's Brazilian. I know the culture in Brazil is different.
That's
like
the first hard word he's ever pronounced properly.
Yes, Brazil.
I have to give you
but every Friday night, the jiu-jitsu schools are packed because it's just part of the culture. What is the fight culture like from where your hometown is, or where you're from?
Yeah, we have a fighting history. We've been in wars. We've been the minority amongst empires. We've been the oppressed, or however you want to say. We've been in all those roles throughout history. So any nation of that sort is going to learn to stand up for themselves, defend themselves. So it kind of became a part of our culture. And even like Azerbaijani households, the fathers, they'll tend to put their sons into training just to at least be able to defend themselves and their families. And I'm not speaking for everybody, but I'm speaking for a lot of Azerbaijanis, I believe. So, yeah, that's that. It's just a part of our culture to be athletic, to be a sportsman. And again, not everybody's an athlete, but it definitely is a big factor to be manly and to be able to defend your family and stand up for the weak.
Before I ask you about the fight itself and what the fans can expect, explain your nickname. Where'd that come from?
So Wolf was given to me by one of my training partners back in the day, just because of my style. I was like always coming forward, and I was doing it calculated. So it's like a wolf. A wolf is like a calculated animal. It does not just strike and try to use force. It does it with precision, with using its mind. And I also believe it's my spirit animal. I always relate it to the wolf. Now, black wolf is a rare breed of wolf, and they don't travel in packs. And I just relate that to my life as a whole. And not that I don't have an amazing family, friends, and great team, but there was just a lot of moments in my life where I caught myself and I realized that in some situations I'm alone, and I had to carry myself in those situations. So that lone breed, that the black wolf breed, given that they don't travel in packs, I adapted that to myself just because of the circumstances I was in at some points in my life.
Good stuff.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it as well. What can the fans expect to see when you get in the octagon on Saturday?
Just a great fight, because I know the guy I'm fighting, he's also a young prospect trying to make a statement himself, trying to let everybody know he's here to stay, to try to let everybody know that his first fight was not what he's capable of. So I know he's coming prepared. However, I'm stubborn as well, so you're going to have two stubborn guys, and we're just going to see who's going to go to the end, who's going to push it to the very, very end. And you know me, I'll come forward. I'll always look for the fight. Tired or not, I'm going to look for the fight, wherever that may be. Even if you watch my grappling and ground exchanges in my fights, I'm always looking to smash. I'm always looking for the finish, even on the ground. There will be no stalling. There will be 100% coming forward, 100% action on my end.
I wish it was Saturday already. I'm ready to watch you.
I'm hyped up for that.
get the
Let's
fight
go,
going.
guys. I appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
Nazim, thank you very much for your time. I know we have your address. We're going to send you a care package from 8 Man Strong, as well as a case of salsa from Blue Smoke Salsa for coming on and talking to us today.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Have fun on Saturday night. That is
Thank you.
Nazim Kadykhov back getting into the octagon. It's his first official UFC fight. He obviously fought in the Contender Series. All right, let's go hit a break. When we come back, a friend of the program, a friend of ours.
We have friends?
All right, I'm sorry. A friend of mine
Okay,
when we
all
return.
right.
This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Zone.